So kena ni lah, kena tengok untuk worldwide macam mana benda tu banyak digunakan dekat mana. Paint tu ialah sebagai raw material tu kan. Okay, kalau macam contohnya kamu dah dapat, tapi sebab macam market ni dia banyak pada data. Kalau macam dah dapat benda tu memang banyak dekat Malaysia, so kalau dah Malaysia tak kisahlah dekat mana-mana.
Okay.
Malaysia kecil je kan, tak adalah macam susah kamu nak transport sangat ni. Lepas tu sebab dia penting tu kat mana benda tu nak pakai. Diperlukan banyak kat mana.
So kalau benda tu banyak kat Malaysia, kita boleh pakai dekat Malaysia jugalah kan mana?
Pakai jugalah kalau nak kan. Lepas tu macam tu lah. Cuma location tu yang penting kena spesifik lah. Jangan macam tempat je kan. Salam ke apa ke. Just macam kena bagi tahu industrial area kat mana.
Location yang kita nak hantar ethyl acetate tu?
Tak, maksud saya location kamu nak buat.
Plan?
Plan.
Okay. Alright, faham.
Tapi kita kena tahu jugalah macam location biasa kita nak hantar tu dekat mana kan. Sebab nanti kita nak kira dia punya, tengok dia punya apa, transport punya ni transport dia punya kelebihan ke apa ke macam tu.
Okay. Alright. Thank you, madam.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Selamat pagi.
Waalaikumsalam, Doktor.
Salam.
Okay, hari ni kita masuk chapter ekonomik lah. Okay. Boleh nampak tak? Can you see my screen?
Yes, Doctor.
Nampak.
Okay.
Yes, Doktor, nampak Doktor.
Yeah, okay. For the engineering economics, we have to cover 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters. Okay, 4 chapter ni. Lepas tu, we are done. Okay. 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 Okay, for chapter 7, okay, this is we will cover about estimation of capital cost. Okay, capital cost. Okay, common type of estimate are presented along with the basic. Okay, we will learn about the types of estimation cost. Okay, so the concept of cost inflation is presented by using the cost index. Okay, so the concept of total fixed capital investment to construct a new process is discussed. Lepas tu, we also learn about cap cost, software program to calculate the equipment cost. Okay, so basically for estimation of capital cost, it will cover on the calculation of equipment. Okay, because the capital cost, the cost usually will be spent to buy an equipment. Okay, that is what we call as a capital cost. And then for chapter 8, estimation of manufacturing costs. Okay, the basic component of the manufacturing cost of a process are presented. A method to relate the total cost of manufacturing to 5 elements, which are fixed capital investment, cost of operating labor, cost of raw material. Okay, these are the component that we cover under manufacturing cost. For chapter 9, engineering economic analysis, the concept of the time value of money. Okay, that's mean we will learn about how much the money will be, the value of the money, okay, after certain period of time. Okay, kat sini nanti we will also learn about discount factor, okay, cash flow diagram. Dekat sini lah chapter 9. And then the last one is the chapter 10, profitability analysis. So this is the relation, okay, the relation from chapter 9. Okay, extended to evaluate the profitability of chemical process. So we will learn about the few criteria that we will use, okay, to judge or analyze whether the project is profitable or not. Okay, so yang ni last lah. Somehow for each of the chapter is related between one another. So make sure faham lah. And then please juga buat apa tu exercise from the past year's question. Okay, so for chapter 9, chapter 7, okay, this is what the important things that we need to cover. Okay, so how much money capital cost it takes to build a new chemical plant, how much money operating cost it takes to operate a chemical plant, and how to combine item 1 and 2, how to select a best process, how to estimate the economic value of making process changes, and how to quantify uncertainty. Okay, so untuk yang classification of capital cost, we have ada 5 ni. Okay. 5 generally accepted classification of capital cost. Okay, each one is berbeza dia punya detail. Okay, difference in detail. Okay, first is detailed estimate, definitive estimate, preliminary estimate, study estimate, and order of magnitude. Okay, apa dia? Okay, order of magnitude, also known as ratio of feasibility estimate. Ada lagi. Mana tadi? Okay, okay. This type of estimate typically relies on cost information for a complete process taken from previous build plan. This cost estimation is then adjusted using appropriate scaling factor for capacity and for inflation to provide the estimated capital cost. Okay, maknanya daripada apa tu class from 1 to 5, yang ini adalah yang paling awal sekali. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yang ni biasanya people do for the preliminary study when it only requires a block flow diagram. Okay. Lepas tu, okay. And then study estimate include, mana tadi? Okay, di sini pump, compressor, turbine, column and vessel. Okay, yang ni dia punya equipment dia lah. Lepas tu, most individual student design are in this category. Okay, lepas tu sampai ke bawah and then kita ada detail estimate. Siapa lagi ni? Boleh faham tak ni? These are the types of estimate, okay, we can do for the preliminary estimation cost. Okay, preferably untuk apa ni capital cost lah. Okay, so we have 5 types of estimate, and then tadi daripada yang kurang tepat preliminary, and then sampai kepada detail. Okay, so yang detail ni also known as a firm or contractor's estimate. Okay, this type of estimate requires complete engineering of the process. Yang ni bila kita dah ada complete maklumat, we have all sort of details, then only we can do the detailed estimate. Okay, so final PFD and PNID, vessel sketches, utility balance, okay, plot plan and elevation diagram, piping isometrics. All diagram are required to complete the construction of the plant if it is built. Maksudnya, we have all this diagram and information, then only we can do the detailed estimate. Okay. Yang ini semua boleh refer from the textbook lah. Okay, and then they give you the table 7.2. Okay, they give you class of estimate, and then okay, level of project definition, and then accepted accuracy range the 4 to 20, and relative to lowest cost index of 1, preparation effort berapa banyak. Okay, example. Okay, soalan example. Kat sini dia bagi using the study estimate method, class 4 was calculated to be 2 million. If the plan were to be built over, what range would you expect the actual capital estimate to vary? Okay. Apa? Faham tak apa maksud dia ni? Okay, for a class 4 estimate from table 7.2, okay, class 4, the expected accuracy range is between 3 and 12. Sini 3 and 12 times that of a class 1 estimate. So they always compare with the class 1 estimate because class 1 estimate is the most detailed and almost accurate lah. Okay, orang cakap yang paling range dia for the error is quite low. Lepas tu, okay, as noted in the text, a class 1 estimate can be expected to vary from plus 6% to negative 4%. Okay, we can evaluate the narrowest and broadest expected capital range. Yang ni, okay lah, dia buat lowest expected cost range and highest expected cost range. Okay, just tambah je. Okay, lepas tu daripada situ akan dapatlah berapa. Okay, and then the second example, compare the cost for performing an order of magnitude estimate and a detailed estimate for a plant that costs 5 times 10 to the power of 6 to build. Okay, so for the order of magnitude, just ambil daripada sini saja. Okay, okay, higher expected value, lower expected value. Lepas tu ada juga sama yang ni. Okay, lepas tu they get the value. Okay, so yang macam ni lah dia punya example of the calculation. Later please have a look on it. This month jarang lah juga, tak adalah selalu sangat keluar untuk test. Tapi you can have a look at it later.
Madam,
Ah,
saya nak tanya kalau yang kelas tu macam mana kita nak tentu benda ni?
Kelas tu dah memang ni lah, kelas 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 ni.
Oh,
Ikut tadi kan dia bagikan ni. Dekat dalam tu dia dibagikan kelas 1 apa, kelas 2 apa.
oh, okay. Level project.
Kelas 1 ni yang detail tadi lah, detail estimate. Yang paling tak apa, yang paling tak detail tadi order of magnitude.
Alright.
Urutan je lah. Order of magnitude ni yang paling tak tepat sekali. So yang paling tepat adalah detail estimate lah. So dia ikut urutan ni.
Oh.
Okay. Boleh tak?
Boleh madam.
Okay.
Kiranya tu ikut kita lah kan, kita nak pilih yang kelas yang mana?
Tak, biasanya dia bagi soalan macam mana nak compare dengan apa. Tapi yang kita compare ni biasa kalau dia tak ada bagi apa, kita compare dengan yang kelas 1 lah.
Oh, okay.
Tapi kalau dia ada bagi soalan, kamu kena compare dengan yang which one punya estimate, buatlah yang tu.
Alright, thank you madam.
Nanti tengok balik yang tu. Okay, this is the first part for this chapter. Okay, type of estimate. Okay. Okay, the second part is about estimation of purchase equipment cost. Okay, yang ni semua banyak pasal equipment cost. Sebab capital cost ni biasanya kita akan gunakan untuk beli equipment lah. Okay. So to obtain an estimate the capital cost of chemical plant, the cost associated with major plant equipment must be known. Okay, so we have, okay sekarang kita nak tengok dulu. Untuk purchase equipment cost, kita ada dua, okay, we have two factors that influence, okay, the equipment cost. First is the capacity, okay. We have effect of capacity and effect of time. Okay, so let's see how are we going to assume ataupun estimate the cost of equipment by using the capacity punya info. Okay, so 7.2.1 effect of capacity on purchase equipment cost. So the most common simple relationship between the purchase cost and an attribute of the equipment related to units of capacity is given by question 7.1. Okay, yang ni CACB equals to AA. A ni biasalah noted yang ni mesti apa tu capacity kan over power of n. Okay, C purchase cost, A equipment cost attribute. Okay, equipment cost attribute tu contohnya dia punya apa tu keluasan lah, dia punya keluasan. Contohnya attribute. Okay, so C purchase cost N equals to cost exponent. So A refers to equipment with the required attribute and B refers to equipment with the base. Okay, maksudnya contoh we want to buy a new equipment. Okay, we want to buy an equipment, but previously we already buy the same type of equipment, but with this different capacity. Faham tak? So this equation will let us to estimate how much will the new equipment cost. Sebab tadi kita ada A dengan B. Okay, so A refers to equipment with the required attribute yang kita nak cari ni, how much, okay, the equipment that we going to buy, and B refers to the equipment with the base attribute. Maksudnya kita dah beli, pernah beli dulu. Okay, we already bought that type of equipment, but with the different capacity. So with using the formula, we can make an estimate lah of the equipment that we're going to buy. Okay, kita boleh gunakan yang tadi tu. CA over CB equals to AA over AB. AA ni, this one normally capacity. Okay, capacity. Ataupun luas ke, bolehlah guna. Okay. Okay, C purchase cost and N cost exponent. Okay, kat sini table 7.3 typical values of cost exponent for a selection of process equipment. Okay, yang ni N. Okay. Kalau dia bagi jadual, you can use this cost exponent value. Okay. Jadi lagi satu, sama ada boleh pakai 6-10 rule. Kalau dia kata 6-10 rule, that's mean automatically the N will be 0.6. Okay, dengar N if they mention about 6-10 rule, N will be equal 0.6. Kalau tak, boleh ambil dari sini. Kalau dia provide with the this table, okay, you can take the N from this. But somehow if there is no info ataupun not mentioned in the question, you have to calculate. Okay, ingat kalau ada supply with the table, we can take from the table. If it is mentioned 6-10 rule, automatically N equals to 0.6. But if tak ada apa-apa mention kat dalam tu, you have to calculate the N value. Okay, boleh?
Okay, ada.
Okay. Tadi tu dia punya basic dia punya basic question lah. Tapi equation tu cara soalan dia sometimes dia boleh manipulate kan, dia arrange the equation. Jadi possibility it can ask any parameter kat dalam ni lah. Okay. Where K okay equals to ni. Bila dia dah pusing-pusing kan. Okay, so equation 7.2 is a straight line with a slope of n when the log of CA is plotted versus the log of A. Okay, kalau log jadi straight line. Okay, kat sini lah kalau dah log punya ni. So tunjuk kat sini K tu kat mana. Okay, example of questions. Okay, kat sini dia cakap use the 6-10 rule to estimate the percentage increase in purchase cost when the capacity of a piece of equipment is double. Kat sini straight away, dia guna je lah. Percent increase 52%. Okay, so the larger the equipment, the lower the cost of equipment per unit capacity. Lepas tu, yang ni semua compare the error for the scale up of a reciprocating compressor by a factor of 5 using yang ni. Both our question is about using the application of 6-10 rule. Okay. Like this. Okay. Okay. Example. A new plant ordered a set of floating heat exchanger. Okay, kat sini area so the attribute tu is area. 100 meter square cost 90, maksudnya ni adalah the equipment that we already bought, okay, with the area of 100 meter square and the cost 92,000. Okay, so what would cost be for a heat exchanger for similar service if area is 50 meter square and n equals to 0.44? Okay, kalau macam ni kita dah ada equipment yang kita dah beli, so we already know the cost. Lepas tu kita boleh calculate lah guna yang tadi tu. Masuk je. CA ni yang kita nak cari masukkan saja. They already give the ends value, so you will get 67,816. Effect of capacity. Boleh tak?
Boleh je.
Okay. Lepas tu, yang ni adalah effect of capacity. Okay, secondly, dia ada effect of time. Okay, effect of time ni, as the time increase, the cost will be increased. Maksudnya tak akan ada masa yang sama. Kalau as the time goes by tu, harga dia akan biasanya bertambah lah kan, because of the inflation. Inflation will be reflect by using the plant cost index. Okay, we have a lot of cost index, but usually we be using the chemical engineering plant cost index and Marshall and Swift. Okay, Marshall and Swift and chemical engineering plant cost index. Yang ni you will be using it if you want to like do some projection on the price. Okay, you can get it from internet. What is the current value of the CPCI ni ataupun Marshall and Swift. Okay. Okay, equation for time effect ni dia. C2 equals to C2 over C1 lah sebenarnya kan. Tapi okay, bila kita nak cari C2 equals to C1, I2 over I1, ni adalah cost index. Okay. Ini adalah dia punya graf lah. Masa Swift, ni ada contoh 4, 4 types of cost index. But in your project, maybe you can use the chemical engineering plant cost index. Okay. Kat sini for each of the year, they have the value. And kalau tahun tu belum habis lagi, dia boleh juga dalam setahun tu, they will have 4 cost index according to the quarter. Okay. Okay, example cost of vessel. That's mean we already buy that type of equipment maybe a few years ago. Okay, tapi sekarang kita nak buy lagi sekali equipment tu. Tapi pada tahun yang lain lah kan, with the different period of time, so the cost will be affected. Okay, because of the inflation, so it will be represented by the cost index lah. Okay, so cost of vessel in 1993 was 25,000. What is the estimated cost today? Okay, so dia bagi dah. We have to know the CPCI lah untuk yang current kalau kita nak buat macam tu. Okay, so October 2010 kat sini pakai CPCI equals to 582. Okay, lepas tu dia just plug in into the question. Okay, saya nak tahu cost sekarang. So cost 1993 times index. Sekarang dengan 1993. Okay, so straight away they get 40,529. If happens that the price is in other currency, you have to tukar lah. Jangan lupa. Okay, sebab sometimes soalan dia bagi dalam dollar ke apa, you have to change, okay, to ringgit. Okay, accounting for time or size, and sometimes it happens that the equation atau the question, you have to take into account both. Okay, the time and capacity punya effect tadi. Okay, so 2 heat exchangers. One bought in 1990 and the others in 1995 for the same service. Okay, kita ada 2, A dengan B, and then area dia lain. Okay, capacity. Lepas tu yang ni bought in 1990 and the other one is in 1995. Cost dia lain lah, so dia bagi cost index. So how are we going to solve this kind of question? Okay. Okay, what is the cost of a 80 meter squared heat exchanger today? I equals to 582. Okay, today tu bila? Dekat sini today tu that's mean 2010. Okay, tapi disebabkan they bought the equipment at different times, you have to first bring the cost to a common time. Mesti bawa daripada satu tahun yang sama. Okay, kita gunakan cost index untuk kita tahu dia punya harga dia. Boleh faham tak? Regardless of the capacity, tak kisah kita nak buat pada tahun berapa, tapi kalau kat sini sebab kita nak tahu pada tahun 2010, we bring the cost to 2010, okay, using the cost index, regardless of the capacity kat sini. So kat sini untuk 70 meter squared we got 27,637 and untuk 130 kita dapat 36,661. Okay, pada tahun 2010 cost dia. And then lepas tu macam mana kita it happens that for this question untuk N we have to calculate. Okay, so dekat sini dia calculate, dia dapat N 0.4564. 0.4564. Lepas tu dia kira K. Lepas tu dia dapat masukkan dapat C. Boleh tak? Both of this info we have to calculate first to find the N. And then dia gunakan salah satulah untuk dapatkan C. Okay, lepas tu okay yang ni. So total cost of plant, purchase cost, equipment, install cost often 3 to 8 times larger than purchase cost. There dua when we buy an equipment, is the equipment cost and the installation punya cost. Okay. Lepas tu nanti service cost pula. Okay, the basis for the chemical engineering plant cost index, yang ni lah kena macam mana basis dia, apa yang dia take into account untuk hasilkan the index. Okay. Okay, direct project kat sini dia bagi tahulah apa dia. First, direct project expenses, indirect project expenses. Okay, what are the component under those expenses. Okay, contingency and fees, auxiliary facilities. Itu dia. Apa yang they considered under the chemical engineering plant cost index. Okay. Lepas tu, okay, dia ada lagi satu, length factors. Yang ini dah masuk teknik untuk kita kira equipment. Okay, each of the equipment. Okay, saya sebab yang ni ada sikit je, so saya masuk sebab dia ada dua, okay, untuk kira equipment. First adalah length factors and the second one is the bare module. Okay, bare module tu, maybe I will go tomorrow. Tapi nanti kalau nak senang, apa tu, print pun okey juga yang appendix kat belakang. Okay, sebab nanti senang nak rujuk. Okay, so table 7.7 use multiplier depending on the type of plant to escalate equipment cost to install cost. Okay, F length, okay, untuk factor yang ni F length factor. Length factor ni digunakan untuk kira cost of equipment lah. Okay, F length the value is 4.74 for fluid processing plant, and then untuk solid fluid dengan solid processing plant berbeza. Okay. Okay, apa equation? Total module cost equals to F length summation of CPI, purchase cost of major equipment from preliminary PFD. Purchase cost ni semua, lepas tu kita kali kita summation and we times with the F length, we can get the total module cost. Okay, this is straightforward. Major equipment, contain pump, compressor, vessel. Yang inilah consider as the major equipment. Okay, this the first technique is the length factor. So you can use this is the simplest one. So you can use the F length value according to the types of processing plant. Okay, itu saja untuk sampai length ni lah, because module factor ni adalah lagi satu types of approach. Okay, so is there any question?
Tak ada, madam.
No,
Okay.
Doctor.
Okay, untuk module factor ni, cara dia adalah kita do some correction. Okay, the basic of the approach is based on the base condition. Base pada base condition, maksudnya keadaan pada one bar, dan the material of construction is the carbon steel. Tapi kita happens that our process tu tak adalah biasanya memang tepat satu bar kan, and then sometimes we use other type of equipment. So macam mana kita nak tengok macam mana kita nak buat correction daripada menggunakan base ni untuk our current condition. Okay, so untuk chapter 7 dia memang berkaitan dengan equipment lah. Okay, daripada tadi type of estimate, and then we have effect of time and capacity, okay, on the price. Lepas tu kita tengok method to estimate the equipment. Okay, first by using length factor, and second nanti pakai module factor. Itu je lah. Nanti okay, pakai nota dengan ni sama je, sebabnya nota ambil daripada situ kan. Nota ambil daripada buku. So ada question tak? Any question you want to ask? Okay, kalau tak ada apa, kejap lagi saya bagi soalan. So nanti kamu try lah soalan tu untuk yang first part ni. Okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay. Okay, so ada soalan tak?
Tak ada, madam.
Okay. So kalau tak ada soalan, kita berhenti kat sini. Nanti kamu try dululah yang soalan tu, sebab nanti esok saya nak masuk yang ni, modul. So yang modul ni, modul teknik ni yang paling penting lah. Sebab dia simple calculation, but then you have to refer to a lot of table. Kena tahu. Yang tu kena ambil perhatian. Sebab nanti kalau tak tahu, tak boleh nak buat dengan betul. Okay? Yang ni nanti modul tu biasanya kita guna jugalah untuk kamu design tu, akan guna juga method ni, modul factor ni. Okay. Okay, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, madam.
Salam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.